Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to talk about SVG subscriptions, why you might want them, and some of my favorite places to subscribe to get the files that I use. Now this does apply to SVG files as well as sublimation prints in a lot of cases. Some of the sources I'm going to mention only have SVG files. So if you have a Cricut machine, those would be better for you. If you have a sublimation printer, you might want to check the sources that I'm listing before you actually purchase, because some of them might not have a ton of variety for a sublimation crafter. So first of all, why would you want an SVG subscription? So when you get your Cricut machine, your sublimation printer, what have you, you will need images or files to go along with that. Now, if you're not a designer, you will need a source for those. There are a variety of sources out there, and you can just not have a subscription. You can just pick and choose from a variety of sources, buying the files that you want, or buying freebies, stocking freebie sites to get those free images and files. However, if you are selling your products, so if you have a small business and you're selling your crafts, then you'll want to make sure that you have a commercial license. And a lot of times those free files don't always come with a commercial license. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they do not. When you get a SVG subscription, however, or a subscription to a website that sells images, you get the commercial license with your subscription. That means you can pick and choose from what's available, use those, and not worry about the licensing issues. So now I'm going to cover my 10 favorite subscriptions. Now these are in no particular order, and what I would encourage you to do is sort of take a look at each of these websites. So if you're in the market for a subscription, take a look at each one and see which one, like the style, the files, which one do you really love, and try a subscription to that one. Give a subscription a try for a month or two. Do you use it? Do you still love the files? Then just continue with your subscription. It's definitely going to be an individual basis which of these that you are going to like the best. So the first one on my list is going to be Cricut Access, because if you have a Cricut machine, that's probably the easiest subscription to do. With Cricut Access, you get tons of images, fonts, projects, all included with your monthly fee. And with the Cricut Angel policy, you can make those for commercial use. Now, things like Disney characters, things like that actually aren't included in Cricut Access, and they are considered licensed files that you would not be able to get a commercial use license for. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a Cricut Access subscription. A lot of times when you first purchase your Cricut machine, you can actually get a free month of Cricut Access, and I often encourage people to give it a try during that free trial period, see how often they use it, and what it would cost them to purchase the files if they didn't have the subscription, so they can kind of weigh if that subscription is worth it or not. Now, if you're not a fan of the Cricut subscription, or you want to try a different subscription, let's talk about 9 other places that you can go. The first one is Creative Fabrica. So I do talk about them a lot here because I myself subscribe to Creative Fabrica. So it is a place where I find that I can get a wide variety, fonts, SVG files, sublimation files. Because I do so many different crafts, I do find it convenient, and they have a huge wide variety of images. Now I do find that a drawback as well, because if I am searching for something super specific, I often have to dig through hundreds of different files to find exactly what I need. So sometimes searching and filtering down does not work for me, and I spend a lot of time just looking through things that won't work for the project I have in mind. So I find the excess of images both a benefit and a drawback, and that goes for my next source as well, which is Design Bundles. Design Bundles is another place. I actually had a subscription at one time. I don't have one right now. The subscription works a little bit differently, which is the reason I don't have one anymore, because for me it's a little bit confusing. So with your subscription, you actually get credits, and then you spend those credits. So it's not like you have access to everything all at once. With Creative Fabrica, I can go in and download, as many files as I want. And sometimes that's convenient. Sometimes, this month I'm making a ton of different things. Next month I'm not making as much. I just go in and get whatever I need from Creative Fabrica. Whereas Design Bundles, I got credits. And if I didn't have enough credits to do everything I needed to do, I would need to either buy files from them or go to another website and find the files I needed. So I found the subscription there a little confusing. However, their files are really good. So you might find a way to work around that whole credit deal and you might really like design bundles. So I did want to include them, but with the note that the subscription itself can be a little bit confusing. So next up, I'm going to do several different smaller companies. So Creative Fabrica design bundles, Cricut Access, those are all from larger companies. However, there are a wide variety of smaller businesses that are now doing SVG subscriptions. And for these, if you like the files on the site, a subscription can be an amazing deal. So the first one is Hey Let's Make Stuff. So she recently opened up her shop for subscriptions where you get access to all of her files. And frankly, I really like her files. So this one is a good one to add to your list. So definitely check out her shop, all her files, and decide if her subscription offering is for you. The next one is Abbi Kirsten, and I didn't even realize that she had a subscription until recently. And I adore her files. She has some really great projects and really great files. So this is another one I would encourage you to look through if her style is your style or something that you think your customers would love. Then I definitely think a subscription to a shop like this is well worth the money. Next up is Weekend Craft. Again, Michelle does an amazing job with SVG files. So if you like her style, love her files, a subscription would be a great investment for your business. And then along these same lines is Lettered by Stephanie, and I've been a fan of Stephanie's for quite some time. I love her hand lettering, and her subscription is a great way to get access to all her hand lettered files. And you can make so many projects with the files that she has. Frankly, I am a huge fan of Stephanie's files, so I would definitely encourage you to check her out. Next up is We Can Make That, and this is one I found while researching this video actually, and the subscription itself looked really promising, so I decided to add it to the list. I haven't actually tried this one myself, but I definitely think it's one that you might want to check out if you're considering an SVG subscription. Next is Craft Bundles. Now this one I've known about for a while. I share their files all of the time, and they have so many files. I do think their subscription would be a really great deal. I do think all the files have a certain style, so you would definitely need to check out the website itself, see if the style fits what you're going for. If it does, definitely check out the pricing and the subscription at Craft Bundles. And finally, number 10 is Love SVG. Again, this is one I've known about for a while now. I share their files fairly often. They're not as much my style as some of the other sites that I have listed. However, I wanted to offer you tons of ideas and places to look for SVG subscriptions, so I wanted to add this one to the list. So definitely look at Love SVG, see if the files work for you and your business, and if they do, consider a subscription. So now whether you're new to Cricut, sublimation crafts, you're starting a business in the new year, or you think this is the time I want a subscription, I don't want to worry about having to find all these SVG files for my projects, this is the video for you. So now how do you decide? That was a lot of options and some really great ones. Again, I would look at each of the sites and see which one, the majority of the files, do you really love? That is the one I would give a try. Get a subscription, 1 month, 2 months, something like that. See how often you use it, see if it's worth the cost. I definitely think you will find that it's worth the cost. And once you have a subscription, it's very easy to just go to one website and search for what you need instead of searching all the websites and digging through tons of files trying to find that perfect file. So for me, a subscription works really well. I have one source. I can go there, search for files, and then when they have what I need, I know I have the proper licensing to use it. Now, if you're ready to join any of these subscriptions, I'm going to link to all of these websites in the description below this video. So if you are on computer, scroll down and click Show More. If you're on mobile, swipe up on the video or click the arrow to expand the description. Then you'll find a list of links. Click each of those to head to the website, check them out, and decide which subscription is right for you. So I hope that helps you decide whether you need a subscription or not and gives you a few options to look at to decide which subscription is right for you. So if you have any questions about anything we've covered, drop down in the comment section, ask away. If you liked this video, if it helped you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank y'all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.